Last week's Lunch and Learn with Jason Meesseman was really fabulous. He talked about addendums and different things you should look out for in real estate. So with that being said, I thought I would do a quick recap for you on the key takeaways. So the first thing is, the question that Jason posed in the beginning of the Lunch and Learn was, is a real estate agent allowed to write contracts? What is the job of a real estate agent? We all thought about it, quiet for a couple minutes, and some of our key takeaways was that real estate agents are not permitted to write contracts. So you want to be very careful what you do with even your addendums, because you could be fined $5,000 and up to 90 days in jail. So with that being said, a real estate agent's job is to fill in the blanks of already approved contracts and to not interpret law, but to explain the forms from a legality perspective. So with that being said, for example, when you have an addendum and you're looking to do an inspection addendum, an appraisal addendum, a repair addendum, there are already created addendums for you, and you really want to search for those with your broker through Remind. And Jason taught us that even in Remind, there are blurb excerpts that you can insert into an addendum that is already been reviewed by an attorney. So I thought next I'd share with you a couple things that we learned about addendums and things you don't want to say. Jason reminded us that less is more. Less is more. What does that mean? Well, I have a couple examples for you. So let's say in an addendum it says, due to mold and the buyers having children with asthma, the sale price is to be reduced by $5,000. That's not the right way to state it. You'd rather state, seller and buyer agrees to reduce sale price from $440,000 to $435,000. All of their terms and conditions remain the same. Next example. Builder shall pay 1% to broker for any new home sold to client. That did not withstand a lawsuit, and here's the reason why. That addendum, that buyer ended up buying a spec home, and that builder took that broker to court and won. Instead, the addendum should read something like, builder agrees to pay broker 1% for any home purchased by client. Simple, right? Less is more. And let's do one more example. Let's say you want title to hold $2,000 for a damage repair escrow. And so in an addendum you state, title to hold $2,000 for removal of piano and junk in the garage. What exactly is junk in the garage? And what happens when they remove the piano and there's some damage to the walls? So you could say in an addendum, title to hold $2,000 in a damage escrow for removal of items in the house. Less is more. That's what we learned with Jason Meesseman. This is a brief recap, and I thought it was super helpful. As a recap for you, remember, you are not in real estate law. You are a real estate agent, and your job is to fill in the blanks and to explain contracts to your client with the information provided. And whenever possible, don't write your own addendums. Use already in place addendums through your broker, through Remind, and there's excerpt blurbs that you can actually just input right into your addendum as well, so that you don't get into trouble and into a lawsuit and end up losing your commission, or what's more, get fines and risk of imprisonment. This is Dawn Connors at Mortgage One, providing you fantastic mortgage solutions. Have an amazing day and week.